The following program is being brought to you on the Voice America Empowerment Channel. For more information about our network and to check out additional show hosts and topics of interest, please visit voiceamericaempowerment.com. The Voice America Talk Radio Network is the worldwide leader in live Internet talk radio. Visit voiceamerica.com. The views and ideas expressed on the following program are strictly those of the host or guests and do not necessarily reflect the views and ideas held by the Voice America Talk Radio Network, its staff, and management.
Welcome to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with Rebecca Hall Gruyter. In our program each week, we provide the tools, ideas, and encouragement to help you move ahead on your journey, becoming a more powerful and impactful woman in your own life. Now here's your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter.
Welcome to the show, everyone. I hope that you had a beautiful week. And something I've been noticing is instead of things slowing down a little bit during the holidays and as we're hitting December, I actually feel like they're accelerating. And it's amazing that it's December already. And today, what we're going to be talking about is how to step powerfully into your community, happiness, and success, particularly in the holidays and beyond. Because it can be difficult when you're pulled so many directions during the holidays to keep being in a mindful state, to keep being in a leadership position, in a sense, in your own life. You can start to feel like there are too many things that need to get done in a day and expectations, and you feel pulled a lot of directions, and there's a lot of fun things you want to do too. And how do you keep your rhythm and your balance and all of that? And one of my favorite people, Lisa, if I can say that about you, is joining us today. And she is an expert in building community and in really helping people continue to move forward in a positive way and in a successful way that really honors them. And so I'm really excited to have Lisa Lamont joining us. Lisa, welcome.
Thank you, Rebecca. I am so pleased to be on your show. I'm so excited. Thank you for inviting me.
Happy to have you. And one of the things Lisa and I were talking about before the show is this stress that can really impact us during the holidays. So we're going to make sure to talk about that a little bit in the show today. We really want to honor the things that are coming up for each of you and for our communities and our clients so that this show can really be of great service and support to you. And Lisa, I just have such great admiration and respect for you. I love the community that you've created, and I love your approach to really bringing positive messages and encouragement and clarity into the world. So I just want to take a moment and honor you and really reflect that back to you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm so happy to work with people in communities and get them back to their happy place. So that's I feel that each of us have a role in life, and that's kind of one of my roles that I enjoy doing is connecting people and bringing them back to their happy place.
Beautiful. I like that. A happy place.
Happy place.
And that's happy place. I love that. And what I wanted to share with you listeners is a little bit about coming back to that happy place. And I led one of my events, the last event of the year this past November, which was talking about bringing that holiday magic that we see in movies or we see in cards and music that we're listening to. And it talks about this holiday magic, but we don't always feel that during the holidays. And we don't always feel that in our daily life. And so the whole event that I put together and brought in amazing speakers to share their wisdom was really about how do we bring that magic into our lives. And this is what we discovered, that we make the choice to bring the magic in, that we each have our own magic wand. It's not somebody else's, that we can purposely decide that we are the magic and that we're willing to find ways to bring things into our life and to carve out time to do the things that are magical to us and bring some of those things into our life that make us smile. It can be as simple as blowing some bubbles. It can be just taking a moment to pause and listen. It could be having a call with a friend, watching a movie, dancing like nobody's watching you. It can be any of these things we can start to purposely bring into our life, not just during the holidays, but definitely during the holidays when you're pulled so many ways. Purposely carving out time in your schedule to do something magical for yourself, because I want you all to have a magical season. I really want you to feel supported and empowered in your life and not have your life running you, but you're really in the driver's seat and really responding to the things that you want to bring forward, and that you're finding ways to keep stepping towards the life you want to have, the life you want to build, and who you are and want to be. And so today, I wanted just to take a moment and take a deep breath and pause and just reflect on this a little bit. For those of you who are driving, please keep driving. Be safe, eyes open, hands on the wheel. For those of you who are able to pause for a moment, I encourage you to sit, have both feet flat on the floor, kind of grounding yourself. Feel the chair supporting you. Lean back in it and open up your hands. Put one on your heart and one on the top of your head. And breathe in. Closing your eyes, rolling your shoulders back. Just being still for a moment. And if you wanted to bring a little bit more magic into your life, a little more joy, something that you can start doing today, that you can bring in this week that'll bring that smile to your face, lift your energy a little bit. What is it that you would do? What is it that you need from us today, this week, to support you in bringing some of that magic into your life? Just breathe in one more time, pause, and listen. And with that, Lisa, I was wondering if you would mind sharing something that came to your heart and mind today.
I'm just sitting here with this very calmness in my heart. That I was a little bit nervous at the start of the show. I was sharing that with you because I don't want to disappoint anybody. That's my heart is I want everyone to be happy, and so just you doing that breathing exercise has totally grounded me again and just brought this calmness that I don't have to worry about being perfect or being right. I'm just going to be talking from my heart today. And then when I opened my eyes up, I looked at my little sign that's on my desk. It says "Happy Place." Mm-hmm. And that's just, that is my message. And so I just feel this wonderful calmness is coming over me. So thank you for doing that. Oof, feels great.
Absolutely. And thank you for sharing, because I think so many of us can feel stretched or feel nervous or be worried about expectations, especially with the holidays. And sometimes we're visiting family and we can feel pressure in different ways, or we're meeting new families and we really don't want to disappoint. And as we're picking out gifts, I think that's something we can all experience so much, especially during the holidays. And so I so value you sharing that. And the tip I would encourage all of our listeners in this is just to remember that in just 2 seconds, you can flip that feeling by remembering to pause, to take that deep breath And just for a moment, having your heart and your mind, all of you connected, and breathing that in a sense of grounding and centering yourself. And reminding yourself it's not about perfection. It's really about connection. And one of the greatest gifts I believe each of you can bring forward is the gift of you, being willing to be authentic and transparent and real and speak from your heart in that place is just a huge gift, letting people into your life in that way. So thank you so much, Lisa, for sharing that moment with us and from your heart. I think for me, what came up is really remembering to pause and breathe and center. I am excitable, in case all of you don't know that about me yet. I love life. And I love trying new things and meeting people and gathering with friends and sparkly things and bubbles and all of those things and creating businesses and launching things. And so I get really productive actually during this season and really excited. And what I have to watch is that I'm not burning the candle from both ends. So it's become really important to me to remember to breathe and to pause, to carve out time in my schedule to just kind of be and refresh and rejuvenate, because it's so easy for me to get caught up in all of the energy and the excitement and just drink more coffee and not let myself rest. And I want to make sure as we're bringing the year to a close and we're stepping into the new year, I'm doing that in a way that's revitalized and energized, not depleted. And so that was just the reminder that came to my heart and mind as we paused. And then Lisa, I think you had a comment. I didn't mean to cut you off there.
Oh, no. I wasn't commenting. I was just totally agreeing with you, that we're so many of us are wanting to please other people that we have to just, by showing up and simply being ourselves, that's okay. It's the saying about, you may be the juiciest, ripest peach on the bush, but not all people are going to like peaches. And so I've kind of taken on that quote this year. That's been kind of my motto. It's just like, don't worry about it. The right people will show up.
I like it. Beautiful. That's a great reminder. Not everybody loves peaches, and that's perfectly fine.
Yeah. And I do.
Beautiful.
I love peaches. I love peaches. I love meeting new people. I love connecting with you, Rebecca. It's, I feel like all the right people are showing up in our lives. When we're ready for them to show up, they will.
Exactly. And that's the other thing. By pausing, I find that allows people to connect with us when we're always rushing around or rushing to the next thing and not pausing and listening and responding and being fully present. We can really miss opportunities to connect in a powerful way and the richness that can be there in that connection. So I really invite all of us to pause, especially as we're going into our commercial break. Here's a perfect moment for you to sit and breathe and listen to your heart and mind in the busyness of the season. What is it that you need? We'll look forward to talking to you in just a moment.
It's your world. Motivate, change, succeed. VoiceAmericaEmpowerment.com.
You have the power within to achieve anything, be it wealth, balance in your life, getting over your fears and roadblocks, and creating a positive impact on the world. Let Darby Mack show you how on the Powerful, Passionate, Prosperous Woman Show. Darby will bring you the tools and tips that you need to make it all happen with engaging guests and topics that will help you make your dreams come true. The Powerful, Passionate, Prosperous Woman Show is heard live every Thursday at 9 a.m. Pacific Time, noon Eastern Time on Voice America Empowerment.
Rebecca Hall Gruyter's Speaker Talent Search is looking for people like you. With just one 7-minute audition, you could open the doors to hundreds of speaking opportunities. This is a dynamic way to share your message, reach more people, and expand your impact. Apply now at yourpurposedrivenpractice.net/speaker-talent. Finalists get to audition live in front of community leaders looking to fill all kinds of speaking opportunities. Don't wait. Find out more. Visit yourpurposedrivenpractice.net/speaker-talent.
Build your better business. Achieve that goal. Make good on that resolution. The Voice America Empowerment Channel. It's your world. Motivate, change, succeed.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter. If you have a question or comment for Rebecca or her guest, we'd love to hear from you. Please call into the program at 1-888-346-9141. That's 1-888-346-9141. You may also send an email to Rebecca at yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Now back to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope that you had a moment during our commercial break to just pause and listen and really honor what's coming up on your heart and mind that you're really needing this season, today, this week, to empower you, to really encourage you on your journey. And something that's really powerful about remembering to pause and leaning into that information is once you have clarity on what you need and where you're going, it's a lot easier to recognize those opportunities and to understand when they're crossing your paths that that's something to lean into. That's exactly what I needed. And really embrace those moments. And they can actually come unexpectedly. You may be in a line that's really long and you're trying to rush somewhere, and right then you'll see someone do something that makes you smile, or the wonder on a child's face, or a baby's laughter, just something that can help shift that moment for you. So be on the lookout for those things and really embrace them and lean into them as they come into your life to really make this a magical and positive season and year for you. I wanted to do an official introduction of our amazing guest, Lisa. Just to give you a little bit more of her background, you've had a little bit of a taste of her heart, which is just amazing and warm and huge. She has such a passion for empowering women in a really, I think, very unique and beautiful way in the work that you do and in the communities you create, Lisa. But let me give you just a little bit of her background. She's an intuitive, a certified hypnotherapist, an author, founder of Prancing Kittens, which is a women's community or group that stretches around the world, reaching 20 countries now. Is that correct, Lisa?
Yes, 20 countries, yep. Over.
20 countries. Oh, over. I love it. 20 countries and growing. She's been known as the modern-day fortune teller and is also an amazing radio show host. I had the honor of being on her show just last week, which was just a wonderful time that we had. So it's really fun to have you on the show today. And her show is called Ladies, Get Your Prance On. So Lisa, officially, I welcome you to the show.
Wow, thank you. Thank you. That's a wonderful, warm welcome. Thank you so much.
You're very, very welcome. And I wanted to pause for a moment and ask you a question. And this wasn't on the official list, but I think we talked about it briefly. But I always love starting with why. You know, why is the work that you do in supporting women, in creating Prancing Kittens, why is this work so important to you?
That is a wonderful question. One of the reasons that I started the Prancing Kitten community was I knew there was a lot of women groups out there. There's a lot of, and I belong to a lot of the women support groups. There's a lot of for business women, stay-at-home moms, and everything else. And I was looking for a place for women to go where they didn't have to worry about politics or religion or cultural differences. I wanted to create a community where all the women were welcome, all women were safe, that it was a community kind of like a yaya sisterhood in a way, kind of whimsical and fun. And I wanted to share with women because, and the name came from Prancing Kitten, if I may share how I created the name, is
please.
As women, we're caretakers. We take care of our family, our friends, our children, our coworkers, and yet, we put ourselves last. But at the end of the day, like a cat, we always land on our feet. And so that was where I originally came up with the name Prancing Kittens. And so that was kind of how I started it. And so the reason I do the quotes every day is that I want women to know that we should start the day by loving ourselves before we go out and we take care of everybody else. And we enrich our goodness with whoever you believe in. If you believe in God or Buddha, energy source, we are all created from that divine source of energy. And so when we start each day by, loving ourselves, then when we go outside that door and close the door, we can take care of and focus on everyone else because we've already taken care of our own spiritual needs before we leave.
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing some of your why and a little bit of the story behind Prancing Kittens. And I'm so honored to be one of your Prancing Kittens. And I really appreciate how you have pictures and you have a positive message and reminders every single day, really feeding into all of us and encouraging us to pause and to sink into that thought, to that encouragement. And it's really beautiful, the sisterhood that you've created in that community. I watch how people comment and encourage each other and cheer each other on, in a sense, sending hugs and love and energy to each other and throughout the group and community. And I just really admire that you have created this space and hold that energy for us and are really leading the charge, in a sense, every day by sharing wisdom and encouragement. I think it's truly, truly beautiful and inspiring.
Thank you. Thank you.
But I wanted to talk a little bit about this concept that you also shared about filling ourselves first. I think that is so important, especially in the season that we're in right now. I think sometimes we can just, and I'd love your take on this too, that I think we can just rush around trying to do too many things, not getting enough sleep, like I was sharing in the beginning, drinking lots of coffee or whatever your go-to energy drink is, and forgetting to feed back into ourselves. And when we do that, it's not a sustainable model. We get burned out because we're not serving from an overflow, but really from a place of depletion. And I see that a lot in some of the clients that I work with and people that I run into in the mall, etc. And I don't know if you're also experiencing that a lot with your clients and people that you're running across.
I do. It's one of the things that, going into the holiday season, a lot of our baggage, our stories from the past, have a way of surfacing. It brings up a lot of stress. You brought up earlier that we see all these movies, It's a Wonderful Life and everything, going on, how we were told it should be. But in reality, for many people, it doesn't work out that way. And so I tell the women to, it's important to start the day by loving yourself. Would you like me to explain how to do that, or?
I would love it, please. Yes.
Well, one of the things that I share often in the group is, I don't know if you've heard of who Louise Hay is. She wrote a book, You Can Heal Your Life. And I read her book about 10 years ago, and one of the exercises that she had in there was about doing mirror work and how we need to love ourselves first. And so I kind of embraced that, and I now call it mirror love, because one of my friends, Ida Grand, she said, I don't think of it as work, I think of it as love. So what I have women do every day is stand in front of the mirror and do this out loud, in front of the mirror, looking at yourself, and you would say, Rebecca, I love you. What good may I do for you today? And then after you say that, you're going to say to yourself out loud, it's kind of like a to-do list. So today I'm going to eat foods that are going to keep me in positive energy mode. Today I'm going to reach out to my grandmother and call her and see how she's doing. Today I'm going to look for that little holiday cocktail dress that I want to buy. So it's kind of it's taking care of yourself and also kind of your to-do list. And so by doing that, Rebecca, when we take care of ourselves first and love ourselves, because we're not focused on wrinkles or weight or, I don't look good, we're focusing on, I love you, what good may I do for you today? And that's setting up the intention out of love, not ego. This is love-based. It sets your day off to be, wonderful and positive.
I love that. What I would like to do, Lisa, if you're game for this, if you're open for this, we have yay! I love the trust too. Thank you. I'm honored. I don't know what I'm going to ask, but you're open. I love it. Thank you. That means a lot to me. But I would love for us to take a moment and actually do this together.
Sure.
If you wouldn't mind leading us through this. And we have just about 2 minutes to break. Do you think that's enough time, or should we do that activity when we return? What would you advise?
We can do it right now, and then they can kind of think about it during the break, so that would be great. So everybody, I want you to, if you're not in front of a mirror, you can imagine yourself in front of a mirror. So imagine the mirror in front of you, and I want everyone to say your first name out loud, followed by, I love you. What good may I do for you today? And so when we go into the break, I want you to think about all the wonderful things that you can say to yourself that are positive. And if you are worried about being around somebody that gives you stress, you're going to say, today I'm going to get along with that person. You're going to send your own intention out into the universe. And it's going to be loving and caring thoughts that you share looking into that mirror and saying your name followed by, I love you. What good may I do for you today?
Beautiful. Thank you.
Yes.
So just to restate that one more time, we say our name, I love you, and what good can I do for you today? Did I do that correctly?
That was perfect. That was perfect.
So, listeners, as we lean into our next break here, I really invite you to take this moment to send yourself love, to reflect that back to yourself. Really take it in, look yourself in your eyes, and then listen to how you may support yourself, what good you can bring yourself to today. And with that, we'll look forward to talking to you in just a moment.
We're on Facebook along with some of the greatest minds of the world, and that includes you. Visit us on Facebook at Voice America Empowerment.
Rebecca Hall Gruyter's Speaker Talent Search is looking for people like you. With just one 7-minute audition, you could open the doors to hundreds of speaking opportunities. This is a dynamic way to share your message, reach more people, and expand your impact. Apply now at yourpurposedrivenpractice.net/speaker-talent. Finalists get to audition live in front of community leaders looking to fill all kinds of speaking opportunities. Don't wait. Find out more. Visit yourpurposedrivenpractice.net/speaker-talent.
Tune in to the Voice America Variety channel on the Voice America Talk Radio Network. Voice America Variety broadcasts a diverse array of topics, reaching a global community. Our experts come from all walks of life, and the topics they discuss are everything from current events, arts and entertainment, leadership, parenting, relationships, self-improvement, career advice, and a variety of other topics. Check us out today. You're sure to find something of interest. Voice America Variety. Talk on today's hot topics.
Do you feel like sometimes you just don't know where to start with your health and fitness routine? Every week, you can hear from people who have been where you feel that you are right now and find out how they moved forward and are living their best lives ever. It's called Lifestyle 360, and your host is Nicole Monier. Get inspired to take control of your health and your life. Tune into Lifestyle 360 every Tuesday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time, 7 a.m. Pacific Time on the Voice America Empowerment Channel.
Find out what makes the most successful people tick. Keep listening to the Voice America Empowerment Channel. VoiceAmericaEmpowerment.com.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter. If you have a question or comment for Rebecca or her guest, we'd love to hear from you. Please call into the program at 1-888-346-9141. That's 1-888-346-9141. You may also send an email to Rebecca at yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Now back to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope you had an opportunity to lean into that beautiful exercise that Lisa shared with us and really spent some time walking us through. And during the commercial break, Lisa and I were talking a little bit further about how she helps her clients really apply that in her life and some of what it does for them. And so, Lisa, would you mind sharing just a little bit of what you shared with me during break?
Sure. What I have my clients do this exercise, and it's and I call it mirror love now. It is by doing this exercise for 1 week, just 1 week. My clients every single time say how much happiness and joy shows up in their life, because what we send out to the universe is what we get back. And when we say wonderful, positive, loving things to ourselves in front of that mirror, I was telling Rebecca, all these good things start showing up in your life. And so I ask of you to put a little heart sticker or a reminder, take your lipstick and draw a little heart on your mirror to remind you, and try this every morning before you leave or after you get up, and do this simple yet powerful exercise and watch the happiness that shows up in your life, because you are saying these wonderful and loving things back to yourself. It's fabulous.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So, listeners, put that on your list as we have another commercial break coming up. It's a wonderful opportunity for you to draw a little heart or get a heart sticker or take the lipstick or lipstick pen, something, pencil, and make that little mark on the mirror to really remind yourself to start each day with that mirror love exercise. And I'd love to hear actually what that brings into your life. If you send an email or a message, I would love to hear how that has been manifesting in your life and what it's really bringing into it. And I'll share those moments and those transformations or manifestations that you've brought into your life with Lisa, and she and I will be definitely celebrating with you and holding that energy for you to really bring that love and support into your life.
Absolutely. I look forward to that.
And then there's another thing I find that can come up, not just during the holidays, but it can get exaggerated during the holidays. But it's almost like we have this junk in our trunk, this stuff that's coming up from the past or in our thinking. And is there a way we can shift that? Or is that an unusual experience? Or what are your thoughts about that? I know you've shared in the past with me about how many thoughts float through our mind and have some real wisdom on how we can draw awareness to that.
Sure, I would love to share that. Well, one of the things that when I go out and I do public speaking, people are constantly shocked to learn that each one of us have 40 to 60,000 thoughts a day that run through our heads. Every one of us, we all have 40 to 60,000 thoughts. And the studies have shown, and this is the scary part, 70% of those thoughts for the majority of us are negative thoughts. And so just having that powerful understanding, that knowledge, Rebecca, that we have all these thoughts, and that we can switch those thoughts, from fear to love. So, for example, a negative thought, and to be aware of what is a negative thought versus what is a loving thought. A negative thought can be, obvious, oh, I'm getting fat, or oh, the traffic is horrible, or oh, I'm going to be late for work, or oh, I've got to pay my bills. These are all little thoughts. We see, television commercials. We're seeing these imperfect, thin, what they think of as a Barbie doll image. Oh, look at her, she's so skinny, and we, just by understanding that we can control our thoughts and be aware of those thoughts and flip that switch to loving and positive and say, ooh, I'm catching myself. Because when we switch over to a loving thought and be aware that we're thinking these, fear thoughts, our day goes better. And we can change it as long as we're aware of it. So that's one of the first things that I share with people.
Thank you.
That's the junk in our trunk. Think about an iceberg out in the ocean. When you see an iceberg, and we know that 90% of that iceberg is underneath the surface. And what people don't know is under that surface is really our subconscious mind, and it's just that little bit above, that 10% above the surface, that's our conscious mind. And so we are only thinking with 10% of our mind right now. Their subconscious keeps, popping up with stuff we've held on to.
Exactly. And I just want to pause for a moment in that and just restate what you said or underline that we have 40 to 60,000 thoughts every day that are just sliding through our mind that we may or may not be aware of. Most of them we're not. And that such a high percent, 70% you said, can be negative.
Yeah.
And that's where I just think it's so important that the choices that we make and the influences that we choose in our life and the shows that we watch be positive to really help start shifting the percentage there to having more positive thoughts and really deliberately planting those into ourselves and really embracing and leading into positive messages to really shift those metrics to some extent to be more supportive of us. So I love the awareness that you're bringing to it and how you have such a positive, practical way that you're doing this shift for people and really reprogramming in a sense through your community, through Prancing Kittens, through your radio show, and then through this practical everyday activity that we can bring into our life.
And it works. Just awareness is the key. That's the first step, is just to be aware of where my thoughts are going. And if you feel yourself kind of, anxious or not happy, or feel a headache coming on, be present. What am I thinking about? What is going on? What am I worried about? Just being aware is crucial.
Perfect. Good. Thank you. Well, and I think about that too, because I don't want, this is Rebecca's opinion and bias in this, that I don't want myself or anyone in my life to miss life and to be asleep in a sense and sleepwalking and just kind of letting life happen and direct, and suddenly months have gone by and you look up. That I really want all of us to be fully involved in our life and be fully aware and engaged. So I just want to encourage all of us to really lean into that. And one of the things I know that you share are about media and the influence in particular it can have on women. I know we touched on this lightly, but do you mind expanding on that a little bit?
Well, what we have with media going on, first of all, television, the majority of the commercials of people that they show on TV is unreal. It's unhealthy people. They're too thin. They're not. The media is not representing the average American, for one. And yes, there is obesity in this country, and so then we have all these diet commercials and positive changes, telling us to lose this weight and not feel good about ourselves. And the important thing that I want the listeners to know, this is about loving yourself in the present and in the now. And it doesn't matter if you want to lose, any weight, or you want to feel different, or you want to go on a trip. It's about being present in the now, and being aware that what is on TV, whether it's the news, and don't go to sleep with the TV on because your subconscious mind still hears everything. You're programming a lot of negative stuff in your mind, and even on social media, you've got to be careful. The reality TV, the housewives, of all these different, cities, those are unrealistic people. And as long as you're aware of that and see it, from a third person point of view, and not compare yourself with these people, then that's okay. Realizing, this isn't the normal person, and that's why they're there, and not compare yourself to anybody but yourself. We were all created beautifully and perfectly. We are all unique. We are all loving, and we are all kind, and we are all perfect. And once we can get that through our head, that we are each created perfect and not by what the media tells us to be, because we're all puppets in the media, Rebecca. We are all puppets. We are told what high heels, low heels, cuffs, no cuffs. We're going to wear orange this year. We're going to wear blue. We're all being controlled, and we just follow like a herd, because we want to fit in, and we want to, we don't want to be different, and we need to embrace being different. We should be proud to be different and love ourselves because we're each unique and beautiful.
Beautifully said. As you were sharing, I found myself nodding and underlining. Absolutely. Yeah. We're all beautifully and wonderfully made, and I believe our uniquenesses are on purpose and for a purpose. And I love how you're underlining that, and you're inviting us to lean in and embrace and celebrate that, Lisa. It's truly beautiful. And listeners, I hope you heard that passion and so much truth and wisdom that she is sharing with you in really embracing your beauty and your uniqueness, and that you're beautifully and wonderfully made. And Lisa, I know that you have put together an amazing gift for our listeners. Do you mind sharing a little bit about that?
Well, I would love to share that with the listeners. For those of you who may not know who I am a fortune teller. Mm-hmm. I am a hypnotherapist, so I actually have two parts to offer. One part is to try out my services, and you can go to my website at lisalamont.com, and if you mention the word Rebecca, I will give you a 50% off on any one of my packages that you see on my website. But you have to say Rebecca, and it's good for the month of December. That's part one. Part two, which is very special also, is I would love to have you come and join the Prancing Kitten community. It is free to be a member, and I would love to get to know you and talk to you, so I would love to have you come. It's on Facebook. It's a closed group because I want all the women to know that they're safe and that, people aren't, going in there and judging us. And so you're welcome to find us under prancingkitten.com. And in the Prancing Kitten group, you can find us, and I would love to have you come and join us.
Thank you. And listeners, I really encourage you to lean into this opportunity to have a daily dose of Lisa's encouragement in a beautiful, supportive, and somewhat feisty and playful community.
Very feisty, very playful, yes.
To really be a part of your journey. And that is so generous of you to offer your packages and programs at a discount to my listeners. And so, listeners, we're going to take just another moment, a break here. And when you come back, we're going to share some additional tips, particularly for the holidays, to really empower you on your journey. We'll look forward to talking to you in just a moment.
Live up to your fullest potential. This is the Voice America Empowerment Channel.
Now you can take your favorite Voice America radio program with you anywhere. Sign up for our mobile app if you have an iPhone, Android, or BlackBerry. The Voice America Interactive Radio Player, powered by Aircast, gives you the freedom to listen to any of our programs, anywhere, live and on demand. No registration is required. Listen to your favorite Voice America hosts and discover new ones. Download the Voice America mobile app for iPhone, Android, or BlackBerry, powered by Aircast. Visit the Apple iTunes App Store, BlackBerry App World, or Android Market.
Rebecca Hall Gruyter's Speaker Talent Search is looking for people like you. With just one 7-minute audition, you could open the doors to hundreds of speaking opportunities. This is a dynamic way to share your message, reach more people, and expand your impact. Apply now at yourpurposedrivenpractice.net/speaker-talent. Finalists get to audition live in front of community leaders looking to fill all kinds of speaking opportunities. Don't wait. Find out more. Visit yourpurposedrivenpractice.net/speaker-talent.
Question: what's working and what's not working in your life? Though we resolve each year to do things differently, and we want what's great for our businesses, our relationships, our health, and more, we don't always know where to turn when life gets tough. That's where Leading Life Large with host Rob Braun comes in. Our show challenges you to reevaluate where you are and keep pushing your way to the success you desire. If you want it bad enough, we can help you turn your life around. Leading Life Large airs Mondays at 7 a.m. Pacific, 10 a.m. Eastern on Voice America Empowerment.
Success starts here. VoiceAmericaEmpowerment.com. It's your world.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter. If you have a question or comment for Rebecca or her guest, we'd love to hear from you. Please call into the program at 1-888-346-9141. That's 1-888-346-9141. You may also send an email to Rebecca at yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Now back to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives.
Welcome back, everyone. Lisa and I were just chatting about how quickly the hour has gone with our time together. And it feels like that when we're talking about things that we're passionate about and really having the privilege to share with all of you today from our hearts and really connect with you. And I really hope that and pray that this show has really been a moment for you to pause, to be encouraged, to be uplifted, and really get some valuable tips to support you through the holidays and throughout your life, actually. I want to support you during this time, but I really want you to be able to take things with you and incorporate them into your daily life. And one of the things I asked Lisa if she would mind sharing are some tips, because these have really been of great service to her clients during this season. Lisa, do you mind sharing with us just a couple of quick holiday tips to be of extra support to us during the season?
Sure, I would love to. Thank you, Rebecca. Well, one of the things that I want you to take away from this, a lot of people get stressed because we believe that we should have It's a Wonderful Life, and that's not the reality for most of us. So, just to get that, first of all, that it doesn't have to be perfect. And number two is that just to know that we can't control other people's lives. And that includes, some of our family members who try to control our lives. And to just be mindful of it and don't take it personally. That's how they roll. And if you go to, if you're anxious about going to a holiday dinner or holiday party because you're worried about somebody that's going to be rude to you, you can prepare by being prepared to see them and to take control of your life. And if somebody says something to put you down, this is one thing I want to share, and then I'm going to let you take over, Rebecca. It's kind of funny. This was taught to do to children, but if you have an adult that's acting like a child to you, even though they may be older than you, if they say something that's hurtful or rude to you, try this. What you say to a child, stop it. That's not nice. That simple thing, Rebecca. Stop it. That's not nice. you're letting them know that's hurtful.
I think that I'm just pausing for a moment because I'm thinking that does so many things. That like stops the conversation in the tracks. It shifts the energy. It puts you into a powerful position, and it's saying stop. No, not happening. Stop that. And then reminding them that that's not good behavior. So I really like that. I can just see them physically stopping in their tracks when that goes on.
Do you want to know where I got that information from? I got that 10 years ago I went to a group where women psychologists and counselors got together to meet, and it was talking about going into the holidays. And so this is shared with a group of women counselors and psychologists for people who are dealing with relatives that were stressed about it. They say use that child when you would say to a child, stop it, that's not nice, that if you use that same tool, it will work, and then all of a sudden it's going to look back at them on what they said, and maybe they didn't realize it, but they will. So that's the one tip I want the listeners to walk away from, that have that one relative that they're just dreading to go there. And you're going to have fun with it, too. I mean, you're just going to stop it. That's not nice. And you're taking your power back when you do that.
Yep. And I'm even seeing physically, like, just instead of facing them head on as say that, and then you can just shift a little bit, not like walking away from them, but just kind of shifting the attention a little bit. Like, that's not nice. Stop that. Stop that. It's not nice. And then you shift and you go on forward.
And don't you just smile when you say that, Rebecca? Don't you just saying that? Stop that. That's not nice. You can't help but put a smile on your face. And I want you to know, the listeners to know, the feedback from my clients that did that. They there's all sorts of different answers, but not a single time did somebody feel bad after they did it. Everyone's feedback that used this simple term came back and they were empowered. So I'm giving that tip over all the other tips I've given you today it will work. It's wonderful.
Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing that powerful tip. And listeners, I wanted to invite you one more time to really lean into the beautiful gifts, I should say, the package of gifts that Lisa's really generously making available to you. And if you go to our free gift page, we have a page full of empowering, supportive gifts for you and your journey. They're all free. My guests are so generous in what they really bring to empower each of you in your walk and on your journey. And so I really encourage you to lean into those. If you're listening to this show live on the Voice America channel, if you look over to the right-hand side of the banner, you're going to see a link that's a yellow-orange color that says free radio show gifts. You simply click on that. It will open up, and under today's date, you're going to see Lisa's picture and her gifts that you can click on. It'll take you right to the opportunities that she shared with you. If you're listening to us on iTunes or a replay, then you can go directly to my website, which is www.yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. And you click on the radio show tab, and up in the top left-hand corner, you're going to see free empowerment gifts. You simply click on that. The same wonderful window of opportunities will open up to you to really support you in your daily walk. And I really invite you to join the Prancing Kittens. I would love to see you in that community, getting our beautiful daily dose of Lisa and her encouragement and her reminders, and really the sisterhood that she's created. And as we bring our show to a close, I wanted to remind you of a couple things that we've talked about today. That we've really leaned into putting you in a position of empowerment, that you can really bring in your magic through awareness of your thoughts, through spending time every morning mirroring love back to you and looking at what good you can bring yourself today. That when you're in situations over the holidays and someone isn't being kind and supportive to you, being able to stop that in its tracks and say, stop that, that's not nice. And being able to shift the energy, putting you really into a powerful position so that you can be very loving and supportive of yourself, that you can really live more and more in that happy place and environment and energy that you're creating. And one of the things that I believe is so important in your walk and in your journey is having community that you can lean into, that can support you, that you can just be transparent and authentically who you are. So I invite you to really lean into those opportunities and look for communities like that. And Lisa's providing an amazing opportunity for you to join in hers. And it is a community online wherever you are in the world, to be able to be in a community that is exactly like that. And I believe putting yourself into that leadership position in your life, into an empowered place, is how you can bring forward happiness and success, really bringing your own magic through awareness, through decisions, through pausing, through leaning in and making sure to treat yourself like the valuable gift that you are to all around you, by lovingly filling yourself to overflowing, so that you can then go out and touch others' lives from a place of overflow, not from a place of depletion. So something my grandmother long ago made me promise, and she would have me say this every time. She would make me promise every time we were getting ready to hang up the phone. She would say, my health is fragile. I can go at any time. And it was. I want you to promise me something. I said, yes, Grandma, what? I want you to promise that you will take care of my granddaughter. And that was me. And it was a sacred promise that I made to her again and again. And what I invite you to do today is to be willing to make that same sacred promise, that you will take care of you, the amazing gift that you are, the wonderfully, beautifully made gift, to truly embrace yourself with love and take care of you, so that we can each have you richly in our life. And may you always, always bloom where you're planted and shine. I look forward to talking to you next week.
Thank you for joining us this week for Empowering Women, Transforming Lives. Please tune in again for another edition with your host, Rebecca Hall-Gruyter, next Wednesday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time and 2 p.m. Pacific Time on the Voice America Empowerment Channel. Have a beautiful week, and may you always bloom where you're planted and shine.
Thanks again for listening to the preceding program, brought to you on the Voice America Empowerment Channel. For more information about our network and to check out additional show hosts and topics of interest, please visit voiceamericaempowerment.com. The Voice America Talk Radio Network is the worldwide leader in live Internet talk radio. Visit voiceamerica.com. The views and ideas expressed on the preceding program are strictly those of the host or guests and do not necessarily reflect the views and ideas held by the Voice America Talk Radio Network, its staff, and management.